It's been several months now since our beloved Queen has died. All Canadians are finding it hard to go on. All Canadians, that is, except for our first guest, the Prince and his wife. We want privacy! We want privacy! Hey, thanks for having us on the show. It's so awesome to be here. It's great. So let me start with you, sir. You've lived a life with the royal family. You've had everything handed to you, but you say your life has been hard, and now you've written all about it in your new book, When.
I think the woke have been asleep.
Oh my gosh, I work so hard.
You're complaining about your hard life, and you're so privileged. It's just so weird.
It's ridiculous.
Okay.
Trying to make ourselves into a brand just turned us into products. We don't need to be a brand, do we? If it's truly what we want, then we really can get away from it all. No more magazines and Netflix shows. We really can live a normal life. Yes, I'm sure you agree, darling. We can be the people we talked about being, with no more worries about how we look or the image we project to people. What matters is what we have on the inside. Hello?
Let me grab this part.
Fuck.
Ooh, sorry, that's all he says.
Stop! What do you think of them?
This is why it's so nice to not have makeup on.
That is so beautiful.
No,
They're ridiculous.
no.
She never stops whining.
Meghan Markle Googled, is the race card an actual card?
Well, if Meghan and Harry can quit their family, you can too.
Welcome to my home. Well, it's not my home, it's a set actually, but welcome to my set. You know, it's actually so funny that you keep calling me Meghan Markle. I'm Sussex now. I take these and we're gonna take them out of the box.
Yes, took them out of the box, put them in some other packets, which seems to be Meghan's idea of cooking.
Big mouth Meghan Markle just got slammed with another massive humiliation. This time from South Park. In one of their boldest episodes ever, South Park goes straight for the jugular with a brutal parody of Meghan and her royal meltdown.
Meghan, your friends are so interesting. You have a lovely home.
Yes, it's Buckingham Palace, you fucking idiot. What a stupid thing to say.
Jesus.
These are my girlfriends.
What are you, in high school? Camilla, stop slurping.
She's sorry, Mummy. The camera loves you, darling.
Back by changing our brand.
All right, and I do see you're in our database, but you didn't first get help at this Cumhammer location?
No, my wife went to one in California as a child.
Ah, okay, then you must be in the national system. Oh yeah, is this you? Sorority girl, actress, influencer, victim.
Yeah, that's totally me.
Okay, I see, and then you added your husband to your friends and family account. You must be the Royal Prince Millionaire World Traveler, victim.
That's right.
The fake event in the episode, it's called the Worldwide Privacy Tour, a full-blown mockery of Meghan and Harry's cry for privacy while chasing Netflix deals and magazine covers.
We'll go find some quiet place where we can be normal people. Come on, wife. We want privacy. We want privacy.
Meghan's cartoon version is loud, dramatic, and addicted to the spotlight. Exactly how the world sees her now. Meghan is already drowning in failed deals, public backlash, and royal embarrassment. And now, she and Harry are a global joke on South Park.
We just want to be normal people. All this attention is so hard. Isn't it true, sir, that your questionable wife has her own TV show and hangs out with celebrities and does fashion magazines? What are you suggesting? Well, I just think some people might say that your Instagram-loving wife actually doesn't want her privacy. How dare you, sir? My Instagram-loving wife has always wanted her privacy. And you know what else? To hell with Canada. We are leaving.
And now South Park is turning her and Prince Harry into a joke on national TV. A joke that everyone's going to see. Sources close to Meghan say she's furious. She's not laughing, not even close. The cartoon paints her as a tone-deaf, self-obsessed diva who's completely out of touch with reality. And let's be honest, a lot of people agree.
You look lovely.
Thank you, so do you.
Before we get into it,
Sources say Meghan Markle is furious over the brutal South Park parody, and she's threatening to sue. Insiders claim she called the episode damaging and misogynistic, and her legal team is already looking into ways to take it down. But the internet isn't buying it. Social media exploded with memes mocking her for trying to silence a cartoon.
Hey.
Did you know it's cold in there?
Yeah.
Must be an American thing.
It's not.
But wait, Watch this. Amazing, right? This might be the smallest palace I've ever been in.
An apartment, so.
Yes, an apartment palace, I know that.
If the South Park roast wasn't humiliating enough, Meghan Markle just walked straight into another storm. And this time, it's live comedy. Saturday Night Live didn't hold back. What they did makes South Park look like a warm-up act. Get ready, because this is next-level humiliation.
President Trump also announced a new trade deal with the UK that will reopen British markets for American companies. All that Britain demands in return is that we keep these two.
Prince Harry, though, has become the punchline of a Saturday Night Live joke. Let's have a look.
NBC has announced plans for a spin-off to the hit series Suits, which will be set in Los Angeles. It will focus on Meghan Markle's character's struggle to balance her legal career while also caring for an unemployed immigrant.
Could it be a mystery for the ages? They're ridiculous after that.
Elon built electric cars. He's going to Mars. Why isn't he even involving himself with Twitter? It would be like if the Prince of England gave it all up just to marry an actor from Suits.
Saturday Night Live rips into Meghan and Harry as Meghan continues to exploit her kids and go to Beyonce concerts.
They begged for privacy, and it ended up as the joke on Saturday Night Live. Not just a skit, a global roast. SNL said what millions were already thinking. Meghan and Harry have become a punchline. Not with hate, with a smirk. But this wasn't just comedy, it was a cultural slap. When royals act like celebrities, late night TV doesn't stay quiet. It fires back. And that joke? That wasn't the story. It was the spark, the match that lit the fuse.
Joke. I want to start the joke. Here was Saturday Night Live, Colin Jost on Weekend Update, couldn't resist, talking about Trump's new trade
President
deals.
Trump also announced a new trade deal with the UK that
I got to start and stop because they get litigious. Here it
will
comes.
reopen British markets for American companies. All that Britain demands in return is that we keep these two.
No! No! I refuse! I'm sick of it! No, I don't want them. No, I don't want them. It's just, they are so ridiculed all over the place.
The timing couldn't have been worse.
Look, there's no way President Trump would accept that deal. He's called Meghan Markle nasty and says he feels sorry for Prince Harry because his wife is a lot to deal with.
It's so fake.
This can't be real.
Look at how much honey we have.
Do you believe in love?
We're not in the pursuit of perfection. Woke us all up. We're in the pursuit of joy. Love is in the details.
I have to do it totally wrong
To get it totally right.
I love your Luke.
Sorry, what's that?
Your Luke. You look amazing. Your Luke.
My Luke. My Luke. My look. She likes my Luke.
I am physically nauseated watching that clip. That is like a parody of what that show should be. I had to get it totally wrong to get it totally right. I just love, really one of my favorite things is doing small, wonderful acts of charity and kindness for people to let them know I'm thinking of them.
It sucks. Are you joking?
It's bad.
This is terrible.
You suck. You suck. Just talking nonsense. It's stupid.
It finally happened. Netflix just handed Meghan Markle a brutal reality check and she did not take it well. Her show, a total disaster. The reviews, savage. The ratings, worst on the platform. Now insiders say Meghan is furious, blaming everyone but herself.
But this is the new show that Netflix is promoting with the American actress who became a duchess, who tried to destroy the royal family, which then booted them out of England.
So why did you say yes to doing this show? Because it's you. Yeah.
Like, guys, you don't got to do this. Please, I'm begging you to stop. You just can't keep faking it. It's too hard.
Unfortunately, Netflix already filmed 2 full seasons of With Love, Meghan. And despite the eye-roll reviews and brutal backlash, they're actually moving forward and releasing season 2. Yep, this train wreck is getting another round. Somewhere out there, a cancellation ferry just lost its wings. And honestly, viewers are wondering if Netflix has completely lost the plot, or if they're just too deep in to admit it's a flop.
I don't think it has a chance of surviving. I think if there's any justice, it's going to, just sink quickly, and Netflix will move on to the next best thing. Meghan Markle to the TV industry, it's lowering the values, it's lowering the brand of Netflix, and it's wasting all of our time.
The woman who destroyed her in-laws' family, whose own family doesn't like her, whose the in-laws obviously don't like her, the public doesn't like her. She seems to be one of the more vindictive, sort of nasty figures in public life. What's the title of her show? Love Meghan. For what? To watch? Who wants to watch Meghan Markle bake a pie?
That's why a lot of these celebrities that start these things, they can't keep up. You know, like the Meghan Markles.
But you're the same. You're the same. Like, I know. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
I knew her a bit before she met Harry. She was nothing like that. She didn't speak like that. Her mannerisms weren't like that. This is all fake.
Let's be real, this wasn't just a flop, it was a full-blown Netflix disaster. With Love, Meghan was supposed to be her big comeback, her chance to prove the critics wrong, but instead, viewers said it felt fake, forced, and completely out of touch.
Enough for Bill Simmons over at the Ringer podcast, which was acquired by Spotify, to call Harry and Meghan, quote, a fucking grifter on his latest podcast. Here's what he had to say.
I wish I had been involved in the Meghan and Harry leave Spotify negotiation. The grifters. That's the podcast we should have launched with them.
Like, seriously. And when Spotify called her a grifter, we thought that was bad. But this is Meghan Markle's Hollywood crash and burn moment, and it's playing out in real time.
You know, Meghan's podcast has fallen off the charts. She's been criticized for the content. There are rumors that her As Ever launch wasn't as successful as she considered it. Critically, With Love, Meghan was not a success.
And just when things couldn't get any messier, Meghan's DIY bath salt recipe on Netflix exploded into legal chaos. A woman in Maryland, Robin Patrick, claims the mix gave her severe burns and ulcers. She's diabetic and says ingredients like arnica and Himalayan salt made it even worse. Now she's threatening to sue Meghan, Netflix, and Archewell for a jaw-dropping $10 million. And just when you thought the Netflix flop was rock bottom, wait till you see what she pulled in her latest interview. Is Meghan Markle really the Duchess of Drama, or is she just playing the victim again?
She's allegedly wearing no makeup. Meanwhile, she's got like the perfect blowout, like she's completely camera ready. And she also is pretending that she's crying. There isn't a tear in sight. It's an actor's trick.
During promotion for Suits, she was joking with one of the photographers that she can cry on command. Left eye, go. And then you watch a tear fall down her face, and then she starts cackling because she's so proud of herself.
She has this really famous thing where she says one tap left eye and she can make herself cry on demand.
I've never seen someone that struggles to just give us like one strip of authenticity. I'm searching for something to like about her, and it's so hard.
Usually when we're together, we're in our cozy sweats and no makeup. So that's how we are today. No one's picked up my book proposal yet. Yes. I haven't found my soulmate yet. Everything is yet. The power of yet. The power of yet. Yet. Yet.
But I'm happy. I'm happy. And the kids are healthy and H is great. But I'm trying to also enjoy these big wins right now.
Yes.
Enjoy them. Work so hard. The moment that everything sells out, it doesn't mean that we're done. It means we're working on replenishment and what are the next SKUs and what's the next tranche of products and what's the timing on that and writing the newsletters and writing the social media captions and making sure that all that feels in line and what's the cadence of it. And
in this interview, she really goes on these tangents of talking about how stressful her day is. And when I was listening to it, I was thinking, no, that sounds like a normal day to me, Meghan.
Meghan sat down with Jamie Kern-Lima, a self-made billionaire and motivational figure, for a podcast that promised emotional honesty. But what viewers got? Something completely different. The host was beyond cringy, and honestly, she came off even faker than Meghan pretending to cook on her Netflix show. Just watch the clip. Meghan's using her famous friends like props, hyping herself up on her own podcast just to boost her ego.
Welcome to Jamie Kern-Lima show.
Her show is unlike any I've ever done.
A revelation. When you listen, it feels like a hug, but your brain and your spirit and your heart is like, wow.
When I look into Jamie's eyes, I feel like I am on some other cosmic level with her.
I could see the light around her. She's infused with light.
Meghan dabbed her eyes and acted like she was choking up while talking about the pressure she faces. But viewers noticed something strange. There were no actual tears, just the performance of crying. And social media, oh, they didn't let it slide for a second. Critics instantly dug up an old clip where Meghan laughs about being able to cry on command, bragging that she can squeeze out a tear in seconds. That resurfaced video hit like a bomb. And suddenly, her breakdown looked more like a Hollywood rehearsal than a real moment.
We're at Soho House, Toronto, which is basically TIG headquarters for me. I write my stories here, I take my meetings here, and it's kind of amazing because all over the world, if I'm traveling, Soho House can still be home base.
Now make yourself cry. Oh, I can do that so well. Oh my God, it's crazy. You're like, Meghan, 1 tear, left eye, go. Give me 3 seconds.
That clip resurfaced immediately, and suddenly her podcast tears looked more like acting than emotion.
When you were saying, like, do you want to just do like cozies and no makeup? I like the idea of like, okay, great, let's let them see us.
Nobody talks like that and nobody acts like that, because that's weird behavior that we're seeing from both of these people if we're supposed to be thinking under the impression that they're being authentic.
Just when the noise started to die down, body language expert Scott Rouse jumped in, and what he said only made things worse. He pointed out Meghan's constant blinking, the weird facial expressions, and gestures that didn't match her words. These nonverbal leaks, he explained, often show discomfort or even deception, and the moment Meghan talked about her emotional pain, her voice cracked, but her face stayed oddly calm. No tension, no struggle. That mismatch left people asking the obvious. Was this real heartbreak or just another Oscar-worthy performance?
Do you think you'll be married forever?
Yes.
I have a letter.
He's also a fox. If you haven't noticed, my husband's very, very handsome. But his heart is even more beautiful.
Something's up here. See that little shoulder shrug when she said yes?
Yes, yes,
Did you hear how high her voice was when she said yes?
yes.
When we're stressed, our larynx closes up a little bit and our voice tone gets a little bit higher. That's why the pitch of the yes is so high.
She claims she writes emails to her kids every single night so they can read them when they grow up. Sounds sweet in theory, but let's be honest, no kid wants to read thousands of bedtime emails from their mom. They're not that bored.
But before I go to bed almost every night, I email them.
Wow.
They will end up at one point in their life, maybe when they're 16 or when they're 18, that I say, here's an email that I've been keeping for you.
Because that's really what you want when you're 18. 40,000 emails, Maureen, from your mother.
These emails are so that when my children are of age, they can come to me and say, oh my God, you loved us so much. It's me.
During the podcast, they showed a photo of a gift basket Meghan had given. Sweet, right? But then came the twist. Attached was a handwritten card signed Her Royal Highness. One problem, she's not allowed to use that title anymore. Not in public, not in private, not at all. So why is she still clinging to it like it's her personal brand?
Zoom in here and it says, with the compliments of Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex. That is a title that was stripped from her when she and Harry made their whole racism debacle and left the UK, left their royal duties, and moved to the US to bug all of us. She's using it in private with her friends. That's even weirder than if they were still trying to milk the titles in public. That is just like all the confirmation that I need that this woman is just obsessed with being a royal, that is all this was all about. That she's angry that she screwed the pooch by claiming racism and basically getting kicked out of the family. She just can't give up the HRH titles that quickly. Like, this is literally what she has always wanted.
Meghan Markle's newest podcast was pitched as raw and real. No makeup, no script, just the Duchess of Sussex pouring out her heart. But let's be honest, it didn't feel real at all. In fact, the whole thing seemed carefully staged, like a PR stunt dressed up as vulnerability.
There are growing calls to strip Harry and Meghan of their royal titles. The New York Post is reporting that locals in the UK say enough is enough, especially after Prince Harry's disastrous BBC interview, which aired hours after he lost his appeal for taxpayer-funded UK.
You're in America now, and we don't give a shit about you. You're not our fucking prince. You'll never be king. We hate your wife. Stay at home in your $29 million mansion, all right?
I just can't stand her. I just think she's such a phony.
Harry's digging an even bigger hole for himself here.
Well, I think he's dug so deep now, he'll strike water any day now.
William is reportedly formulating a plan to finally strip Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their HRH titles.
Oh my God, I can't even. These two, Meghan and Harry, are the worst.
She slaughtered this weekend because there were some business cards in the back of one of her podcasts. She's still using her royal title, HRH, despite our late Queen warning her again.
It's not a financial thing. Working royals do not profit. They do not use their names to make money. It's an honour to have an HRH.
Absolutely.
So the fact that she's continued to use this HRH when they've been instructed not to, I think is absolutely infuriating in Buckingham Palace. It was agreed with Queen Elizabeth that they will not use the HRH title, that is a long-standing precedent, and there's good reason for it. Basically, the HRH is only given to working royals and senior members of the royal family.
A new poll by Find Out Now has revealed that most of the public is supporting the king in this family feud, ongoing family feud, after Harry's bombshell BBC interview. It follows the Court of Appeal's decision to not overturn the ruling on his security in the UK.
The hypocrisy is beyond anything I've ever seen.
He's a duplicitous, self-centered, vile, disloyal hypocrite.
And it's not just Harry they're coming for anymore. Meghan's name is now all over the backlash. People are fed up. The Duchess of Sussex, more like the Duchess of Drama, if you ask the British press. And this time, it's not tabloids stirring the pot, it's lawmakers. Real power players asking the real question. Why should two people trashing the monarchy still get to profit off its name? The titles, the privilege, the brand, it's all on the chopping block. And if this passes, they lose it all. No more Duke and Duchess, just Meghan and Harry, ex-royals of Montecito.
I would love reconciliation with my family. I don't know how much longer my father has. He won't speak to me because of this security stuff. But it would be nice to reconcile. If they don't want that, that's entirely up to them.
We immediately went into the trenches together. Yeah.
But she said she was in the trenches. She alludes to being in the trenches when she was in the British royal family. Girl, you lived in a castle. Like, you got a princess title. People were falling at your feet. People would run your bathwater for you. I mean, I could list the things, the perks. I could list them forever. The trenches. She has got to. The Delulu is on another level. Sometimes I envy it.
Lady who's very popular for being awful.
Prince William, he's reportedly furious after it emerged that Meghan Markle is still using her HRH title despite agreeing to drop the title when the Sussexes left royal duties.
Meghan Markle has been very brazen recently with the use of the HRH.
Brat, to be honest, and very, very entitled.
Harry and Meghan, they have an issue when it comes to their memory and when it comes to the truth. She is relentless, she is shameless, and she is exhausting. You are not a successful female entrepreneur.
This isn't just a family fight anymore. This is a full-blown royal war. And the country that once loved him, the little boy walking behind Diana's coffin, the proud soldier, now they're watching him get torn apart, not by gossip, not by headlines, but by Parliament. What started as Megxit has become a crisis over loyalty, respect, and what it really means to be royal. If this petition goes through, Harry won't just lose a title, he'll lose the last thread tying him to the crown. This isn't some made-up Netflix script, it's real, it's historic, and it's turning nasty. When I first saw the news, I thought, no way, it's got to be clickbait, but it's not. This is the House of Lords, the heart of royal tradition, moving to strip Harry and Meghan of their Duke and Duchess titles.
But of course, the real measure of success of both of them will be the same as it always has been. How much damage can they inflict on our royal family, on our monarchy? I said it before, I'll say it again tonight. King Charles should strip them of all their remaining titles and cast them out from any connection to the royal family. How could any of them trust them, as far as I could throw them? Because without it, they're just whining millennial windbags with a permanent victim complex, knowing that victimhood is what makes them all the money.
This isn't some social media backlash. This is a strategic takedown by senior lawmakers who don't play games. They make history. And here's the kicker. Harry's furious, not annoyed, not shocked, absolutely raging. Because that title, it's his golden ticket. It gives him clout in Hollywood, in business, in every room he walks into. Take it away, and you take everything. This isn't a warning shot. This is the first domino in a full-scale collapse of Harry's royal identity. And watching Parliament move like this feels like the establishment is finally saying enough. The prodigal prince is about to get cut off for good.
We'll see King Charles do this because he's not confrontational. I don't think that he likes the fact that he's been accused of racism towards his grandchildren in Omid Scobie's book. So I think he's going to continue to tiptoe around.
Days after getting roasted on SNL, Meghan showed up grinning at Beyonce's sold-out LA concert, and the internet lost it. Photos dropped of Meghan glowing under the lights, smiling ear to ear, with a sugary caption thanking Beyonce and her team for a fun date night. To critics, it wasn't cute. It was tone deaf.
Here she is at Beyonce's LA concert. Oh my gosh, look at all these photos about last night. ... Thank you, Beyonce and team, for an amazing concert and a very fun date night.
On the surface, just a celeb at a concert, but underneath, people saw something louder, a calculated move right in the middle of a PR meltdown. This wasn't just fun, it looked like damage control in designer heels.
Because we have Prince Harry and Meghan Markle looking rather smashed at a Beyonce concert, and these are not pictures other people have posted. Meghan has posted this herself.
The backlash? Instant. Critics ask the obvious. If privacy matters so much, why is Meghan everywhere? Why the perfect lighting, the styled outfits, the caption-ready moments? And here's the real kicker. Yet did Beyonce even invite her? Insiders say no. Meghan and Harry were allegedly just +1s of Paramount exec Brian Robbins and his wife, the ones who reportedly arranged the luxury box seats. So was it a star-studded night or a borrowed spotlight?
You're clearly there with your friends, Brian Robbins and his wife, who they bring you all these items. You guys are clearly their +1s in their whatever box this was.
Meghan's caption oozed gratitude and glamour, but behind the scenes, it felt more like a setup. This wasn't just a concert, it was a move. A chance to spin the spotlight, soften the SNL sting, and rewrite the narrative. But for many, it backfired. It felt staged, too perfect, too convenient. And once people started zooming in on the photos, things got even weirder.
And then this, it's like you get the ick. What the heck? Like, she's not even that into it. It just looks so tacked on.
Fans can see the Duchess dancing to Beyonce's song Summer Renaissance, followed by a sweet video of Harry planting a kiss on Meghan's cheek.
Two trees side by side meant to represent Mama and Dada. Subtle? Not even close. It screamed, "Look at us."
The two palm trees that signify Mama and Dada. Oh, how lovely. No, it's not lovely. It's really gross. Stop putting your kids on social media if you're worried about your privacy and safety, etc., etc.
Harmless? Maybe. But when you live under a microscope, nothing looks innocent. Followers were quick to call it what they saw it as. Another overly poetic, carefully crafted message designed to spark curiosity and stir headlines. And it didn't stop there.
You look lovely. Thank you, so do you. Before we get into it.
And we saw Meghan celebrating Mother's Day with some photos of her kids on Instagram.
Yep. They were climbing all over her, as kids are wont to do. And it was lovely. It was, and we'd also seen a little bit earlier in the week, we'd seen Archie for his 6th birthday.
For kids, that's fun, so many good songs. And I've become that mom where I'm like sitting around with friends and I start singing like, Tyrannosaurus, that's the chorus, Tyrannosaurus. I was like, what am I singing? Oh my gosh, I'm singing Storybook. I'm singing Storybox. I am not singing Beyonce in that.
Most moms wait for their kids or partners to post a Mother's Day tribute, not Meghan. This year, she did it herself, complete with poetic captions, emotional metaphors, and a perfectly staged photo of her kids climbing Mama Mountain. Faces hidden, of course. What should have felt sweet sparked instant side eyes. Critics weren't slamming motherhood, they were questioning motive. Why did such a sacred moment look like a brand shoot? Who took the photo? Why did it feel more like a PR rollout than a real memory?
They want it both ways. These people were so mean to us and poor us, and we don't want all this attention, and then let me write a book about how much we don't want attention.
It's just another lie from Meghan where she's told us one thing about this wholesome family life that she's got, but really it's staff behind the scenes that are upholding this entire image for this woman.
When Meghan and Harry left the UK, they didn't just ditch titles and tabloids. They walked away from promises and big talk. Now, years later, critics are asking, what happened to all those noble goals? One glaring example? Africa. Early in their rebrand, they spoke passionately about helping the continent.
This is a pattern for her. It's not about charity. It's about her image.
You've had the Duke and Duchess of Montecito running around like a rival royal family, trashing their family, trashing the monarchy.
They're not there on the behalf of the British government. They're there at the invitation of the Nigerian government. Some people think that this is a bit risky. You know, when you're not there on behalf of say, the British Home Office, you're kind of at the whims of your host.
Meghan especially championing women's rights and wildlife. There were interviews, visits, even a documentary. It looked promising, but today, nothing. No updates, no action, just silence. Even worse, they quietly cut ties with Sabal, a charity they once proudly backed, then dropped after behind-the-scenes drama. For a couple claiming to care about impact, the disappearing act hasn't gone unnoticed.
They kind of up their whole thing, went way too hard on we're victims, and they assessed the mood of their generation and America correctly in that we are lovers of victimhood.
Yeah.
But America did finally find a way to say, you know what, we love victims, but you two, we've just had a little too much of it.
Rumors swirled that Meghan demanded an apology from charity staff over a private dispute. When it didn't come, they vanished. No statement, just a quiet retreat from a cause they once used to showcase their values. To critics, it's a pattern. Selective advocacy. Causes are embraced when convenient, promoted during PR highs, and quietly dropped when they stop serving the brand. And it's not just Africa. Women's shelters, mental health, even their own Archewell Foundation has faced heat. More talk than real impact.
I'm searching for something to like about her, and it's so hard.
The gap between their polished image and abandoned causes hits hard. Meghan and Harry didn't just act like celebrities, they branded themselves as world changers, modern royals on a mission. But now, they're popping up at concerts and elite events, while their big promises quietly disappear, and people are catching on. Even Saturday Night Live is saying what the public has whispered for years. The image doesn't match the impact.
It does seem perfect, doesn't it? We can have a fresh start here. Lead a normal life and have babies. Can we? Can we rally them up here and finally have our own privacy? My love, I will do anything for your privacy.